I'm Jess, one of your registered dietitians, and welcome to our June Kids Cook at Home class. There's Muffin Funny about this breakfast. Today we're making blueberry oatmeal muffins with a lemon glaze and excellent breakfast cups. So let's get started with our blueberry muffins. First, we are going to set our oven to 400 degrees, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. And while that's preheating, you can go ahead and line your muffin tin. So grab your paper liners and go ahead and you can pause the video while you put these liners into your muffin tin. When you're all done, it'll look like this, and you can go ahead and wash your hands and move on to the next step. Okay, hands are washed and we are ready to get started with our little bit of dry, little bit of wet ingredients here. So we have a small-ish medium bowl, and we're gonna go ahead and put our oats in, our half cup of brown sugar, our olive oil, our yogurt. I have a blueberry Greek yogurt here. We like to choose yogurts that are low or no fat and no added sugar or low added sugar. Put that in. And then I have my egg here. So it can help to have a different dish to crack your egg into so that you can get any of those little bits of the shell that get in there while you're learning how to crack eggs. So what I like to do, I'm gonna move this so you can see. What I like to do is crack it on the edge and then open it up carefully, and then you throw away your eggshell. And it's ready to go in your bowl. Before I move on to stir together, we're gonna wash our hands because we just handled raw eggs, so you can go ahead and pause to go wash your hands. Okay, we have clean hands again. You can go ahead and stir all of this together. Get those wet ingredients mixed in with those dry ones. And this will let your oats kind of soak and soften up a little bit so they're extra tasty in your muffin. Our next step here is to put the rest of our ingredients together. So, starting with our blueberries, we always wash our produce before using it. So I am going to use a colander in my sink. Put my blueberries in there. And then give them a good wash. So our whole pint of blueberries is gonna go in our bowl. Then we can add the rest. I have a cup of flour here. I have a little bit of salt. Our oven's ready. And I have baking powder and baking soda. And then you can take a spatula and stir until your blueberries are nice and coated with that flour mixture and everything's evenly distributed in there. Just a little bit of stirring, and then you should be ready to go. So you can go ahead and grab that bowl we set aside earlier with the yogurt and oats and whatnot, and we will move on to the next step. So we have our smaller bowl here with our oats, our yogurt, and the more wet ingredients, and we are going to put that into our bigger bowl that has the blueberries and flour mixture. You can use your spatula to scrape it all in there. and then we're gonna do what we call folding. So you can take your spatula and kind of scoop from the bottom and fold it over the top. And you just keep doing that. It's okay if you spill a little bit like I just did. And you keep doing that until it is evenly distributed and you have your batter together. As you're folding, you can go ahead and pause at this point so that you have time to get your ingredients nice and mixed together. So feel free to do that at this point if you would like to. We are all mixed together with our batter here, so we can now fill our muffin tins. I like to use a spoon and a spatula to fill them up. We like to fill them about 3/4 of the way, so not quite to the top because your muffin's gonna rise as it cooks. So you can go ahead and scoop out about that much of your dough and kind of use your spatula to get that into your muffin tin. You can feel free at this point to pause and continue to fill your muffin tins and keep going till they're all filled up. You can get rid of your dishes that you've already used. And our muffin tin is ready to go into the oven. You're going to bake these for about 15 to 20 minutes. You'll know they're done when they're browned on the top, and you can even stick a toothpick or a butter knife in there. It will come out cleanly when it's cooked all the way through. So you can go ahead and do that. While the muffins are cooking in the oven, we're going to go ahead and make the lemon glaze. So I have here our powdered sugar and our vanilla, and then I have our lemon. We always wash our produce again before we use it, so we're gonna go ahead and wash our lemon first. With our lemon washed, you can cut it in half carefully, keeping our fingers away. Just cut it in half like that. I have again, a little bit bigger bowl with 3/4 cup powdered sugar. You can go ahead and put your vanilla in there. And then the lemon juice. So you're going to take your lemon half, and using your other hand to catch any of the seeds, you're gonna squeeze, 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 squeeze as much as you can to get that lemon juice in there. Feel free to pause at this point while you juice your lemons. Our ingredients are all in the bowl. Grab a spoon and stir them together. And this is what's going to make a nice little lemon drizzle that we're going to put over our muffins when they come out of the oven. You'll see that you have your icing ready to go. So you can set that aside until your muffins are done cooking, and when you pull them out of the oven, I'll show you what to do next. Our muffins are out of the oven. I've let them cool a little bit. And what I did here is I took a cooling rack and I put it inside of a baking sheet so that my drizzle catches in that baking sheet instead of getting all over my counter. So we have them spread out here. They've been cooled off, and I have my lemon drizzle, and I'm going to scoop some up until you see how when you raise, it just kind of drizzles off your spoon. That's what you're gonna do, and you're just going to zigzag them across your muffins to get that lemon glaze on there. And you can keep going with all of your muffins. Feel free to pause if you need to as you go through. And with that, you are all done. If they're cool enough to eat, you can go ahead and eat them. But we're gonna move on to our excellent egg cups next. So go ahead and put your muffins aside and we'll move on. Next, we're going to make our excellent breakfast muffins. So first things first, we always wash our produce. So you can go ahead and grab your bell peppers and your broccoli. We'll wash them under running water and regroup here to cut them up. We've washed our produce. So we'll start with our red pepper, keeping our fingers away. We'll use half of it. So we'll cut off one side and then the other. And then you can set the rest aside. And then again, keeping fingers away, cut into strips. And then I like to just turn them, and then you're going to cut them into little squares. So that would be dicing it. And you can go ahead and pause and continue cutting up your red bell pepper. I am going to put my diced up pepper into the small bowl here for now, and then we're gonna do the exact same thing with our yellow pepper. So again, you can pause your video and get to cutting your yellow pepper as well. With our peppers diced up, next we are going to take our head of broccoli and cut it into what we call florets. So we're just gonna cut it into little pieces. So you can put it the dark green side down, and very carefully with the help of a parent, or you wanna try yourself keeping our fingers away, you can cut off at the stalk to get off your broccoli. So you can go around and cut some off. And then you have your broccoli to work with here, which is a little easier than when it's on this big stalk. And then if you have any smaller pieces like this, you can just toss them right into your bowl with your peppers here. But then you have your big ones too. So your big ones, again, putting your dark green side down, keeping fingers away, you can cut it into smaller pieces. I'm gonna go even smaller than that. And then you have your cut up broccoli to continue just putting into your bowl. So you can move on to until all your broccoli is cut up. So feel free to pause and keep going. So now I've cut up our broccoli. It's in our bowl with our peppers. I do have some left over, so you can go ahead and put that in a container and put that in the fridge, and it'll be great for a snack later. So with this step done, we will move on to the next step. So grab your bigger bowl and grab your eggs. Next step, I forgot to mention, preheat your oven to 350 if you haven't already, so that that's ready to go for our muffins when they are ready to go in the oven. So here I have our 12 eggs in our bowl. So we're going to crack all of these eggs into the bowl. So go ahead, grab your first egg, crack it on the side of the bowl. Go ahead, and you'll get lots of egg cracking practice with this one. If you get any eggshell in there, just use your fingers or have a parent help you scoop it out of there. Feel free to pause right here as you go through and crack all of your eggs. Now, when you're done, your hands might be kind of messy like mine. And we always wash our hands after handling raw eggs. So go ahead and wash your hands next. Alrighty, we're gonna go ahead and first whisk together just our eggs in our dish. You can break up your yolks. Start getting them combined. Once you start getting those combined, you can go ahead and add your milk and keep on whisking. Now that our eggs are pretty well combined here, I'm gonna grab a spatula because that will be helpful. Actually, we're gonna switch to a spatula here. So let's get our egg off of our whisk. If it wants to, there we go. And now we're gonna put in the rest of the ingredients. So I have some shredded cheddar cheese, some pepper, some paprika, and then our veggies. Make sure you get all of them in there. And we are going to stir this all together. Make sure we're stirring, stirring, stirring so that all those spices we put in there get mixed in and our veggies are evenly distributed. All right, so go ahead and set this aside while we get our muffin tin ready to go. Here I have my handy dandy olive oil cooking spray. So I'm going to go ahead and spray my muffin tin so that our egg muffins don't stick. And then you're ready to go. Our next step is to fill up our muffin tin with our yummy egg mixture. So I just have a 1/4 cup measure here that I'm just gonna use as my scoop to scoop out and fill my egg tin. Once you have it in all of the tins, you can see some of mine have less than the other ones. You can go ahead and even that out a little bit. And then what I'm going to do is put the rest of my leftovers in the fridge covered. And when these ones are done, I'm gonna refill my tin and cook the next ones. Now that our egg tin is full, these are gonna go in the oven for about 10 to 15 minutes, but you can have a parent check them to make sure that they are cooked all the way through. So again, using our toothpick test to make sure that comes out clean and that it's cooked all the way through. So you can go ahead and get this in the oven. We have our egg muffins out of the oven. They were in there for about 20 minutes. We had a toothpick come out cleanly, so they're ready to go. And as you can see, there is Muffin Funny about this breakfast. Enjoy the recipes. Don't forget to share your photos on social media and head to our Kids Cook at Home website to sign up for our August back to school class. And we will see you next time.